It's a circapalooza with written on the wind, written on the wind, written on the wind. Douglas Sirk does it again with written on the wind, number 96. 96. We're in the final 5, people. Can you believe it? Written on the wind, Do the Right Thing, Aventura, Gimme Shelter, Beastie Boys video anthology. OMG. But for now, we got written on the wind, number 96. 1956, 99 minutes, Rock Hudson, Laura Bacall, Robert Stack, Dorothy Malone. Oh boy. I mean, this was a trip, too. Well, first of all, written on the wind, 1956. All That Heaven Allows, 1955. You know, they actually put this one before this one. Not reverse it, all that. You know, what a trip. What a trip. Oh my god, it's not this, it's this. They actually put them in order for once. How weird. Anyway, so, God, this one was a trip. Written on the Wind, this one was just seriously a trip. I mean, like, compared to All That Heaven Allows, this is just, this is romance. Pure romance. I mean, a little drama, but just romance, period, you know. But this, oh lord, lordy, this is drama. Oh, man. So let's talk about the drama. So, let's see, there's 4 main characters. First of all, let's start with the beginning. The first thing you see is a guy driving up in a sports car, got a gun in his hand, he runs into this, like, mansion house, and he's introduced as Robert Stack. They have, like, a thing where they show each character, like, at the time of the events, and they have, like, their name next to, like, the actress's name next to the person, like, as they're posing, and it's like, you don't see that a lot, and you didn't really see that a lot too much, so that's kind of cool. You see the guy go in, Robert Stack's character go in, and a gun is fired, and then he comes out and falls onto the floor. And then it pans into the house, and it shows a calendar, and there's like a wind machine off screen that blows the calendar to like say, oh, we're going back in time. So like the actual events of the movie like happen like a year before the opening scene. And so we go back to the office of Secretary Lucy Moore, where it's in New York. And Mitch Wayne, who's played by Rock Hudson, comes to pick up Lucy Moore to meet his friend Kyle Hadley. Kyle Hadley is the heir of a big oil tycoon in Texas, I'm assuming. And so they come, and he picks her up in a taxi. And there's already a little bit of attraction between Mitch and Lucy, not who's Mindy. But in the end, she ends up, meeting Kyle, and Kyle's just totally taken with her. She's a little, she's kind of like just impressed by the lifestyle, maybe just a little bit of the whole, like, she's not really like feeling him too much. But in the end, she kind of falls for him, and she totally does when he ends up, Kyle ends up finally revealing his feelings for her, and asking her to marry him, and she accepts. And all the while, Mitch is harboring these feelings. He tells his dad that he's in love with Lucy. Yeah, he doesn't do anything because she's Lucy's Kyle's wife. And while all this is happening, there's Mary Lee. Mary Lee is Kyle's sister, also an heir to the Hadley Oil Company. And for lack of a better term, Mary Lee is a slut. Is a drunken slut, more or less. The DVD back of the cover uses the word nymphomaniac, but she's a slut. So, and Kyle tries to. There's the first scene we see her. She's drunk and seducing some guy, and that's the point they try to make throughout the thing. She picks guys up. Guys don't pick her up. And so in the first scene we see her, she's drunk, she's flirting with this guy, and Kyle comes to save her, and they get into a fight, and Kyle is just, Mitch is just sitting in the background just watching them fight, and Kyle more or less gets his butt whooped, and Mitch steps in and just knocks the guy out, because he's obviously stronger, which makes Kyle feel insecure, especially toward Mitch and all that. So, we got a little tension between the two friends. And also, Mary Lee has had a history, like a childhood history with Mitch, apparently they used to be like, kind of kid lovers, but, he kind of dismisses it as, now that they're grown up, he kind of dismisses it as brotherly love. And, he loves her, he loves her like a brother, but she wants him, mind, body, and soul. But I'm assuming mostly body. So, this goes on for a while, Mitch trying to harbor his feelings for Lucy and all that stuff. When they get married, Kyle ends up giving up drinking. He's like, a clean man. He's taking better care of himself. And he ends up seeing a doctor who's actually played by Dr. Paul Cochran, who's played by Edward C. Platt, better known as the Chief from Get Smart. So love seeing him in roles. He's awesome. And so he's like waiting on results because they want to have a baby. And so they want to have a baby, and he's like, "Oh no, you gotta wait for the results. You gotta wait for the results, Max." Or if only his name was Max. Oh man, that would be friggin' golden. But anyway, so everything really comes to a head when one night, apparently, not Lauren Bacall, Mary Lee. Mary Lee is brought home by the police with a gas station attendant that she picked up. I guess under like assumption that she was a prostitute, and so the gas station attendant is let go because Mitch lets it go and just all that. Even though her father wants to kill the guy because he calls her a tramp. And so, but she's like totally unaffected. She goes up to her room and just starts dancing to music. And her father, who's kind of old, just starts climbing up the stairs and like just his heart stops. I guess he takes a fall and he dies. She doesn't know anything until, it's too late. And, Mitch and Lucy console each other. And Kyle finds out, he's grief stricken and, at the same time, he's even more grief-stricken when he finds out that, according to the doctor, apparently he has a low sperm count, and so he instantly goes back to drinking. He's a horrible mess, and it doesn't help that because of Mary Lee's wanting of Mitch, she starts planting rumors in Kyle's head that Mitch and Lucy are having an affair. They just left. She just wants a ride to the pharmacy for an hour, and they look at each other and they're like, he's going to go sleep with her, and all that. Or she should say that she's going to go sleep with her, even though she doesn't sound anything like that. But, in the end, during that trip, Mitch actually finally confesses his love for Lucy, and, she says, no, this isn't going to work. However, of course, when he comes back, she actually was at the doctor, and she finds out that she was actually pregnant after all. She actually got pregnant by Kyle because they didn't sleep together. No, we know the truth. They would have alluded to sex in some way back in 1956. They would have let us know that they were getting it on and all that. So anyway, when they have dinner, and I guess Kyle comes back and he's plastered. And I think after dinner they go up. Kyle and Lucy are talking, and Lucy tells Kyle that she's pregnant, and Kyle is so drunk and so his mind's not there that he believes that it's Mitch's baby, and he hits Lucy, and when she falls, apparently that kills the baby. And she has a miscarriage, and he just runs out and just was like, he runs out and just like gets plastered more, and but he finds out, so when he comes back, that's where we are at the beginning of the film. So he comes back and he's got a gun. He finds the gun that Mitch had hid behind the bookcase, and he like tears the whole study apart, and he finds the gun, and he confronts Mitch in the study, and Mary Lee comes in, and the three of them are together, and Mitch finally reveals to Kyle that the baby was his, that he shouldn't have hit Lucy and all that. And so as Kyle's about to shoot Mitch, Mary Lee and Kyle struggle, and the gun goes off, accidentally firing on Mitch. I mean, not Mitch, Kyle. God, that was gonna ruin everything. Kyle. So that's Kyle staggers out of the house, totally unstable, because he keeps having flashbacks to when they were kids and they stole some beer bottles or something. And so he keeps muttering. Those are like his last words as he collapses onto the front porch or the front steps. And so the next day, or there's they have like this big inquest as to find out, how he died, how Mitch Hadley died. And so they all go to the thing, and because of how little all the witnesses know, they all think that the little clues all tie to Mitch killing Kyle. And it isn't until we get to Mary Lee up on the stand that we get, the truth. However, of course, in the beginning, she doesn't tell the truth because she kind of blackmails Mitch into, marrying her so that she can, then if he marries her, then she'll tell the truth and all that. But because he totally turns her down, she's first says, Mitch killed Kyle, but in the end, there's a sudden change of heart, and she just confesses that, the gun went off, and, he kind of killed himself, in the struggle. And so, Mitch is really happy with this, and Mitch and Lucy finally get together in the end, and, they go off in the wild blue yonder to leave Mary Lee to run the estate by herself. She's the sole heir, and that's how the movie ends. A bit sad of an ending, but I mean, happy for them, but sad for her, Mary Lee. I mean, I guess it's like the woman who wanted everyone gets no one in the end. It's an interesting way of looking at it. Although she does have, there's the last shot of Mary Lee, in the wind, on the wall is a shot of her father with this oil stack model, that he's holding this model, posing with it, and she starts holding it, and she kind of smiles as she looks at it, and I'm just thinking, phallic symbol. Yeah, okay, I'm done talking. All right, so Cirque, I think as far as between All That Heaven Allows, I wasn't gonna. I mean, this one actually is worth a couple of watches just because of how psychotic it is, how psychological it is, how just blah, blah, a burst of, just craziness in this one. Compared to Rock Hudson just kind of tramping around, well, not tramping around with Jane Wyman, but just oh my God, I love you, I love you, I love you. This is get out or I'll kill you! I will kill you, motherfucker! He doesn't really say MF, but if he did, I'm sure we'll get a lot of MRFers, and but that's not till later. That's not till tomorrow. So, Written on the Wind. What do we give this one? We'll give this one a B A minus. A minus. We're giving this one an A minus, people, because I mean, apart from some of the plot points and just some of it started off a little confusing, and that's what just kind of lost me, and just the idea that Mary Ann is just one of those characters that you just want to just slap, like the kids in All That Heaven Allows. But apart from that, I mean, the plot is just brilliant. It's just brilliant. That's like brilliant, except ain't got no time to say the whole word. So Written on the Wind gets an A minus for me. Really, really good movie. I might get it for my collection if it's still in print. I don't even know if it's still in print. I don't think it is, actually, funny enough. So yeah, that's about the size of it. And yeah, Written on the Wind, A minus. Supplements. There's a huge filmography of Douglas Sirk's stuff from when he was in Germany to USA, Universal stuff, tons of production photos, all kinds of stuff. So yeah, it'll keep you interesting if you like pushing the right button on your DVD remote. Oh, holy crap, that kind of flashes. I never noticed that. Huh. The things you learn when you do Criterion Collection reviews. Anyway, so that's it. Oh, and then there's a trailer. Actually, both trailers for both Written on the Wind and All That Heaven Allows. Okay. We just had the trailer to All That Heaven Allows in here. Why did he include it in this one? Written on the Wind, A- good. We. Alright, so that ends our Circapalooza for today. Sunday, whatever day it is. July 20th. July 20th. Yeah, so, July 21st, tomorrow, 97. Do the Right Thing. And this isn't the movie with please, baby, please, please, baby, please, baby, baby, please. That's apparently She's Gotta Have It from 86. This is 89. That was before Do the Right Thing. God, there's two discs. There's the movie and then the supplement disc. So we're gonna be watching this one for a while. A lot of quarter speeding through this one. So yeah. So hopefully this will be a nice little contrast from all the romantic, like black and white, all the English American, films we've had. All the, a lot of craziness lately. The Blob. We've had The Blob, what was the other one? The Blob, Fiend Without a Face, Black Narcissus, I Know Where I'm Going. We've actually had a lot of English movies, actually. I think, what was the last English movie we had was, actually The Blob, yeah. The Blob through Do the Right Thing. That's 7 English movies in a row. L'Avventura in Italian, and then Gimme Shelter and Beastie Boys Anthology are all in English. So, hey, interesting stuff. So, that might be another point we'll bring, just the fact checking for the Criterion Collection wrap up, first 100. So yeah, anyway, we're done here. Thanks for watching. Don't be a tycoon. Don't be a nymphomaniac. Don't be a slut. Give other guys, don't sleep with guys. And we will see you tomorrow for Do the Right Thing, Spike Lee, and yeah. Oh boy, I can't wait. And until then, goodbye.